It's a psychological, sexy.
Stop everything, Outlander fans. Sam Heughan has just dropped a shocking update straight out of Scotland, and this one has everyone talking. From jaw-dropping scandal whispers to fans left absolutely speechless, this is the bombshell nobody saw coming. Could this change everything we thought we knew about Sam? Stay tuned, because the truth is even more shocking than the rumors. In a shocking turn of events, beloved Outlander star Sam Heughan has found himself at the center of a scandal that has left fans in utter disbelief. Known for his charm, professionalism, and dedication to his craft, Heughan has always enjoyed a reputation as one of Scotland's most respected actors. But a sudden wave of rumors and reports coming out of Scotland has completely shaken that image, leaving his devoted fan base stunned and scrambling for answers. The bombshell surfaced after several eyewitness accounts began circulating online, suggesting that Sam was caught in a situation that few ever expected. Though the details remain murky, the claims spread rapidly across social media, sparking heated debates among fans and critics alike. For years, Heughan has maintained an incredibly polished public image, carefully avoiding the kinds of controversies that often plague Hollywood stars. That's why this alleged scandal feels all the more shocking to those who have followed his career closely. Fans have reacted with a mixture of disbelief and heartbreak. Many took to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to express their concern, with comments like, "This can't be true. Sam has always been such a gentleman," and "I refuse to believe this until there's solid proof." Others admitted that whether the claims are accurate or not, the situation has already left a stain on his otherwise clean reputation. Industry insiders are now weighing in, suggesting that the timing of the scandal could not be worse. With Outlander's final season still in production and Heughan juggling multiple projects, including film commitments and his successful whiskey brand, any negative publicity could have a ripple effect on his career. While some believe this controversy may fade with time, others warn that the entertainment industry can be unforgiving when it comes to reputational damage. Despite the uproar, Sam himself has yet to release a direct statement addressing the situation. His silence has only fueled further speculation, with fans desperately waiting for clarity. Some believe he is simply taking time to gather the facts before speaking out, while others see his silence as a calculated move to let the storm pass. What's undeniable is the emotional toll this has taken on his loyal fan base. From longtime supporters who've stood by him since his early days on Outlander, to newer fans drawn in by his charisma and talent, the sense of betrayal is palpable. Many are clinging to the hope that the truth will reveal a misunderstanding or exaggeration, while others are bracing for more revelations to come. For now, all eyes remain on Scotland and on Sam himself. Will he address the scandal directly and set the record straight? Or will this remain an unanswered mystery that lingers in the background of his career?
Sam Heughan has spent over a decade embodying Jamie Fraser on the global hit series Outlander. And with each passing season, his journey both on and off screen has become richer and more complex. As the show heads into its 8th and final season, fans have been left both thrilled and anxious following Heughan's latest reflections about what he considers his most memorable Outlander experience. His candid recollection not only reignites excitement for the forthcoming season, but also carries with it a sense of dread, because for every glorious moment of triumph there appears to be an equally daunting shadow of heartache waiting around the corner. For longtime devotees of Diana Gabaldon's sprawling saga, the balance between romance and tragedy has always defined the Outlander experience. And Heughan's words only underscore how much weight the finale carries for both cast and viewers alike. When Sam Heughan speaks about Outlander, he doesn't just talk about it as a job. His comments often reveal the deep personal connection he has with the material, his castmates, and the loyal audience who have followed him since the very first season aired in 2014. In revisiting the most unforgettable moments of his time on the series, Heughan explained how certain scenes etched themselves into his heart, not just because of their scale or the acting challenge they presented, but because of the emotional toll they demanded. He recalled battle sequences where the mud and blood felt so real he almost forgot it was fiction. Tender exchanges with Katrina Balfe's Claire Fraser that transcended scripted romance to become almost spiritual experiences, and moments of despair when Jamie's resilience was tested to its breaking point. All of these have formed the tapestry of his Outlander years. Yet there was one experience he called the most memorable, and its impact is resonating with fans as they anticipate the swan song of the series. That memory, according to Heughan, came during the harrowing events of Season 1, when Jamie endured the brutal imprisonment and torture at the hands of Black Jack Randall. It remains one of television's most talked about sequences for its unflinching rawness, but for Heughan it was transformative. He described it as both a nightmare and a gift because it was the moment he realized just how far the show was willing to go to explore human suffering, resilience, and the power of love to heal. Jamie's torment and eventual rescue by Claire cemented Outlander, not only as a romantic time travel adventure, but as a drama unafraid of exploring the darkest depths of trauma. Heughan said that filming those scenes changed him as an actor and as a person, teaching him to open himself up fully to vulnerability, to trust his collaborators completely, and to carry the emotional scars of Jamie's experiences in his own heart. Looking back, he considers it the defining moment of his Outlander journey, one that still makes him shudder, but also fills him with pride because of how profoundly it resonated with audiences. As Heughan revisited that defining moment, fans couldn't help but feel both giddy and terrified about what Season 8 has in store. If the most memorable experience of his career was rooted in such agonizing emotional territory, what might the final season demand of him and of Jamie Fraser? The show has never shied away from putting its characters through devastating trials, from wars and betrayals to the constant threat of losing each other across time and space. The fear among the fandom is that the concluding chapter will echo the intensity of those earlier unforgettable moments, bringing both exhilarating payoffs and heart-wrenching farewells. Heughan himself teased that the final season will be a roller coaster, filled with joy and pain, triumph and loss, a perfect summation of the Outlander legacy. That mixture is precisely why fans are both excited and deeply nervous, knowing the show will likely deliver scenes that linger with them long after the credits roll. Heughan's reflections also invite a deeper consideration of how Outlander has shaped modern television storytelling. The series began with a simple premise: a World War II nurse who falls through time and finds herself in 18th century Scotland. But it quickly evolved into a multi-generational saga that blended historical fiction, romance, fantasy, and drama into a unique and captivating whole. For Heughan, the chance to portray a character like Jamie Fraser, who grows from a young warrior into a wise patriarch, has been the opportunity of a lifetime. He has been asked to navigate battles, political intrigue, deep love, family bonds, and unspeakable suffering, often within a single episode. It is no wonder that one of his earliest experiences still stands out as the moment that set the tone for everything that followed. By confronting the darkest possible storyline head-on, the show established the emotional stakes that have carried through every season since. Season 8, therefore, stands at a crossroads. Fans know it will tie together threads that have been woven over years of intricate storytelling. The Revolutionary War setting promises action, but the heart of Outlander has always been its relationships, particularly between Jamie and Claire. Heughan has hinted that their love story will face challenges unlike any they have endured before, and that frightens the audience who have invested so much in the couple's bond. There is also the looming question of legacy, of how Jamie's story will end, and whether his sacrifices will be honored in a way that satisfies both book readers and television viewers. Every word Heughan speaks about the journey being unforgettable adds another layer of anticipation and anxiety, because his own emotional intensity often mirrors what fans are about to experience on screen. The giddiness comes from the promise of watching Heughan and Balfe deliver performances that will undoubtedly be some of the strongest of their careers. Over the years, their chemistry has become legendary, and their ability to portray both the tenderness and the ferocity of Jamie and Claire's love remains unmatched. If Heughan's most memorable experience came from a season that tested the limits of human resilience, then viewers can expect the finale to push the characters even further, offering scenes that will likely leave audiences in tears, but also in awe. The terror, however, lies in the knowledge that final seasons are notorious for breaking hearts. Fans dread the idea of saying goodbye to characters they have lived with for so long, and Heughan's reflections only heighten that tension by reminding everyone how emotionally devastating Outlander can be when it chooses to lean into pain. What makes Heughan's words even more poignant is the timing. Outlander has been renewed for its 8th and final season at a moment when its fanbase is larger than ever, thanks to streaming platforms bringing in new viewers who are just discovering the saga. The community of Outlander devotees spans continents, and their investment in the story is deeply personal. For many, the show has been a source of comfort, inspiration, and even education, as it explores history through a human lens. Heughan's recollection of his most memorable moment serves as a reminder of how far the series has come and how far it is willing to go to leave a lasting impression. His acknowledgement that those scenes still haunt him is a powerful indication of how impactful the final season may be. The audience is preparing themselves emotionally, bracing for a mixture of joy and sorrow, celebration and grief. The legacy of Outlander cannot be discussed without addressing the cultural impact it has had, particularly in bringing Scottish history and culture to global audiences. Heughan has become an ambassador not only for the show but for Scotland itself, with fans traveling to the Highlands to walk in the footsteps of Jamie and Claire. His pride in representing that heritage has been evident in countless interviews, and his most memorable experience is deeply tied to the setting and the authenticity the series strived for. The pain and resilience captured in Jamie's journey mirror Scotland's own tumultuous history, and that connection has given the show a gravitas that few other series achieve. As Heughan reflects on his experiences, he is also reflecting on how Outlander has elevated stories of survival, love, and legacy to a global stage, ensuring that they resonate long after the series concludes. For fans who have followed every twist and turn, Heughan's words are both a gift and a warning. The giddy excitement stems from knowing that the actor himself feels so deeply connected to the story that he still carries its weight. That kind of passion suggests that the final season will be made with the same level of devotion and authenticity that defined the show from the very beginning. The fear, however, comes from knowing that Heughan's barometer for memorable moments is rooted in heartbreak and suffering, meaning the road ahead may not be an easy one for viewers or characters. Outlander has always thrived on this delicate balance, weaving beauty and brutality together into a seamless narrative, and Season 8 promises to amplify that formula to its fullest. As speculation grows, fans have taken to online communities to share their hopes and fears. Some long for a happy ending, envisioning Jamie and Claire finding peace together after years of struggle, while others brace themselves for tragedy, citing the show's history of shocking losses. Heughan's recollection only fuels these debates, because if the most unforgettable Outlander experiences are tied to emotional devastation, then the finale may well follow suit. Social media buzzes with theories about character fates, possible time travel twists, and whether the series will diverge from Gabaldon's novels in its conclusion. In every thread of discussion, Heughan's reflections are cited as evidence that something monumental and unforgettable is coming, and fans oscillate between excitement and dread. The journey of Outlander is, at its core, a meditation on love's ability to endure against impossible odds. Sam Heughan's most memorable moment crystallizes that truth, because it was in Jamie's darkest hours that the resilience of his love for Claire shone brightest. That duality, light emerging from darkness, defines the Outlander experience and sets the stage for its conclusion. As Season 8 approaches, fans are preparing for a ride that will leave them exhilarated and broken in equal measure. Heughan's candid reflections serve as both a celebration of what Outlander has achieved and a forewarning of what is yet to come. His giddiness mirrors the excitement of fans eager to see history, romance, and adventure play out one final time. His terror reflects the universal fear of endings, of losing something beloved, and of facing the heartbreak that comes with saying goodbye. The countdown to Outlander's final season is now more charged than ever, because Sam Heughan's most memorable experience has reminded everyone why this series matters so deeply. It is not just about battles or costumes or sweeping landscapes, but about the emotional truths it dares to confront. The show has always asked its audience to feel deeply, to endure pain, and to celebrate joy, often in the same breath. Heughan's journey as Jamie Fraser embodies that spirit, and his reflections ensure that when the curtain finally falls, the legacy of Outlander will not be forgotten. The giddiness and the terror go hand in hand, and that is precisely why fans cannot look away, even as their hearts prepare to be shattered. Bad news has arrived for Outlander fans who are eagerly hoping to stream Season 8 on Netflix soon, because it turns out the wait will be much longer than anyone wanted. The global audience of the hit Starz drama, which has captivated viewers for over a decade with its blend of time travel, romance, and historical intrigue, is now faced with the disappointing reality that the 8th and final season will not appear on Netflix for years after its original airing. This delay has left the fandom buzzing with frustration, speculation, and even a sense of betrayal, because Netflix has become the primary gateway through which millions of international fans discovered the sweeping love story of Jamie and Claire Fraser. Without timely access, audiences outside of Starz's distribution zones feel cut off from the unfolding conclusion of one of television's most beloved sagas. The timeline for Outlander's availability on Netflix has always been a bit complicated, varying by region and dictated by licensing deals that Starz holds with the streaming giant. In the United States, the pattern has been especially frustrating. Traditionally, Netflix does not receive new seasons of Outlander until 2 full years after they finish airing on Starz. For instance, Season 6 wrapped on Starz in 2022 but did not land on Netflix until 2024. Season 7, which was split into 2 parts, will not make its way to the platform until at least 2025 or later, depending on when the second half concludes. This means that Season 8, which has already been confirmed as the final installment, may not arrive on Netflix US until as late as 2027 or beyond, depending on Starz's release strategy. For a fandom that has invested its heart and soul into Jamie and Claire's epic journey, the notion of waiting years for closure is nothing short of heartburn. The looming final season adds another layer of tension to this situation. Outlander is not just another show for its fans. It is a cultural phenomenon, one that has inspired tours of the Scottish Highlands, fan conventions, and countless online communities. To deny a significant portion of that community the ability to experience the last chapter together feels like a betrayal of the communal spirit that has always surrounded the series. Fans often describe Outlander as more than television. It is an experience, a journey that has accompanied them through their own lives for more than a decade. Knowing that Season 8 is airing without them, while they must wait years to see it on Netflix, creates a sense of exclusion and frustration that no press release or licensing explanation can soothe. This delay also has ripple effects on fan culture itself. Outlander thrives on weekly discussions, deep dive analyses, and shared emotional reactions. When episodes air, social media explodes with commentary, theories, and debates about what the story means and where it is headed. But when only a portion of the global audience has access, the conversation becomes fragmented. Those who wait for Netflix risk being spoiled on major developments, from character deaths to time travel twists, before they can even press play. The experience of watching as a community, something that has defined Outlander since its earliest days on Starz, becomes fractured into timelines of those who are caught up and those who are years behind. For a story about time travel, It is an ironic but painful division. Adding to the sense of urgency is the fact that Season 8 is not just another season, but the final one. This is the swan song for Jamie and Claire's love story, the conclusion to a narrative that began with a nurse in World War II falling through standing stones into 18th century Scotland. The weight of that ending is immense, and fans want to experience it together, to cry and celebrate and mourn as one global family. But because of the Netflix delays, many will find themselves isolated from that communal farewell, forced to wait while others move on. It feels like a cruel twist for a show that has always emphasized connection, family, and the bonds that transcend time. Some fans are already exploring alternatives, signing up for Stars directly or accessing episodes through other platforms that offer international distribution. But for many, especially in regions where Stars is not easily available, Netflix remains the only viable option. This creates a two-tiered fandom: those with access and those without, those who can experience the ending in real time, and those who must wait for years. The frustration is palpable in fan forums and social media posts, where viewers vent their anger at the lack of transparency and fairness in distribution. Many argue that in the era of global streaming, such delays feel archaic and unnecessary, especially when spoilers are impossible to contain. The irony is that Outlander has always been a story about timing. Claire and Jamie's entire relationship has been defined by the cruelty and beauty of time, by their ability to find each other across centuries despite unimaginable obstacles. Now, in its final season, fans find themselves facing their own test of time, forced to endure years of waiting to finally see how their beloved saga concludes. The parallels are not lost on the fandom, who joke bitterly that they feel like Claire waiting centuries to reunite with Jamie. But behind the humor lies genuine frustration, because television has changed, and audiences expect instant or at least timely access to the stories they love. Outlander's Netflix delay feels like a relic of an older era, out of step with the modern streaming landscape. The frustration is particularly sharp because Season 8 carries immense narrative weight. Book readers know that Diana Gabaldon's saga is far from over, with a 10th novel still to come, but for television audiences, this is the end of the road. The Revolutionary War setting promises epic battles, high stakes, and possibly heartbreaking farewells. Fans are bracing for emotional devastation, but they also long for resolution, for closure, for the final chapter of Jamie and Claire's epic romance. To have to wait years to experience that closure feels unbearable for many, and Heughan and Balfe's passionate performances will only make the wait harder. The delay threatens to sap some of the emotional intensity from the ending, because by the time Netflix viewers finally see it, the global conversation may have already moved on. Industry analysts point out that Outlander's situation reflects a larger trend in streaming wars. Networks like Stars are increasingly reluctant to hand over their most valuable properties to Netflix, preferring to hold on to exclusivity for as long as possible. Outlander is a prime example of this strategy, and while it may benefit Stars' subscriber base in the short term, it risks long-term damage to fan goodwill. Audiences today are savvy, and they understand when business interests are prioritized over viewer experience. For Outlander, a series built on loyalty and love, this disconnect feels especially painful. The show has asked its audience to invest deeply in its characters, to endure suffering and rejoice in love, but now, at the very end, many feel abandoned. For fans, the only option now is to decide whether to wait or to seek out Stars directly. Some have already made the choice to subscribe, unwilling to risk spoilers or years of delay. Others, however, remain committed to Netflix, either because of cost, convenience, or principle. The divide is evident in fan discussions, where debates rage about the best way to handle the situation. What unites them, however, is the shared disappointment that such a choice is even necessary. Outlander has always been about togetherness, about defying the odds to stay united, And now its fandom faces an unnecessary divide created by distribution policies. The news that Season 8's Netflix release is a long way out is more than just a scheduling update. It is a gut punch to millions of fans who have built their lives around this series. Outlander is not just entertainment, it is a cultural touchstone, a love story that has inspired real-world pilgrimages, friendships, and communities. To delay its final chapter for years risks undermining that legacy, leaving fans feeling excluded from the very ending they helped bring to life through their loyalty. The disappointment is immense, the frustration widespread.